Hello, everybody. Today we're kind of branching off from F1. It is Daytona 500 day, and we actually just finished the race literally 2 minutes ago. No, more like 2 seconds ago. It just finished. It actually ended on lap 201 out of 200. Don't know what that means. Don't know what anything in NASCAR really means, honestly. This was both of our, I think, like first ever race in NASCAR. I've never seen something more confusing, if I'm being like super honest.
I didn't know what was happening the whole time.
It was so confusing. Like, first of all, there's 41 cars. Why is there not 40? Why is there 41? 41? Um, okay, cool. And then everybody has like their own individual number and stuff. Like, they're all cool looking. They each have their own car. And then apparently there's teams, but they're all different drivers and different sponsors. I'm like, what is happening? It is so chaotic.
Confusing because you have no clue who's on a team
Mm-hmm.
because they're driving like completely different cars.
Yeah,
Like,
the only similarities, like, because okay, I've learned a few things, not much. I've learned a few things that there's Toyota, Ford, and Chevy. Those are like the three car manufacturers for NASCAR. But I did learn a few things about like the teams. There's just different teams, obviously. Like it's like they usually have like three-ish drivers around that, like a few drivers. I did find out though, apparently Michael Jordan has a team. Michael Jordan owns a team. I wrote this down. I have notes. He has a team with Denny Hamlin, who's a three-time Daytona 500 like winner, and they launched a team called 2311. And it has
that's
three.
your dude that just hit everybody in the last lap.
No, I don't.
Hamlin.
How does he have a team then? If he's driving, you know what? I'm not gonna actually ask questions. So basically, apparently Denny Hamlin just crashed and everybody also the last lap or something. So D Hamlin, who else could that be? Like
Denny Hamlin, he literally drives.
So he has a team. What?
Own a team and drive for your team.
And he's not on the team. What? Okay, so basically we don't know anything about oh my gosh, not F1. Wow. So this is honestly
we're tired.
Yeah, we're terrible at this. We honestly we were like, let's just watch Daytona 500 and see where this goes and just talk about it, cuz you know what? Like, why not? But Michael Jordan literally has a team with this guy that apparently just crashed at the end of the Daytona 500. They have a team together called 2311 with Bubba Wallace, actually. He's part of this team. Tyler Reddick and Riley Herbst. Something like that. And they're all Toyotas, but they're all different like drivers, and they all have different sponsors. Like Bubba Wallace has McDonald's, and like also, what's up with all the sponsors? Let's talk about that. I actually wrote down a few that I thought were weird. How
do you get this many?
I don't understand. Like, why? Where were the liver? I put some weird sponsors down. Okay, so McDonald's. First of all, why does McDonald's have an entire car? Why does McDonald's have an entire car? That's weird. But like, you know what?
What are you doing? Like,
what is McDonald's doing? What kind of side quest is this?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? You're not Red Bull. Like, this is crazy. Or Monster. Like,
move on.
But also there's a Cottonelle, the toilet paper or something. There's a car that has Cottonelle plastered all over it. This guy was wearing a Cottonelle hat. I'm like, are you wearing a toilet paper brand? Is that like really a NASCAR thing? I'm like, what does Cottonelle have business? Okay, I guess it makes some money, to be fair. But it's just so random. Like, I feel like F1 has a little bit more, like, normal sponsors, maybe.
Well, F1 sponsors are mainly, like, companies.
Yeah.
Like, IT companies.
Yeah,
and stuff
IT
like
companies heavy on that.
IT companies fucking love F1.
We have Chrome, we have HP, we have Oracle. All of those are, like, cyber... like
is an IT company.
Oh, yeah, that's a new one. So it's like, why?
It's so weird.
We have like IT companies for F1, and we have toilet paper brands. Well, I'm not hating on that, of course. You know what? Get your money up. I'm not hating on that.
It's so weird.
It's just very interesting. It's very different, I would say, to put it in a nicer way. But then there's also like I saw like some random like little pizza places on their little suits, and then Chili's has a car, and I was like, get Carlos Sainz in that. Why don't you? Why don't you get that in there?
No, the only like. I know Indy is it's got very similar like rules. Like they have the same like Chevy and they
Yeah.
have Toyota.
It's
They
it's
only
Chevy
have
and
Chevy and somebody else.
it's
I think it's Chevy.
I literally have this on
I don't know who else it is.
It's not necessarily. I have it written down. It's Chevy and
That's
something.
the only thing I came in knowing was like the engine supplier thing.
Yeah.
But like even in Indy, like Elf runs a car. Elf, the makeup brand, runs a car for a few races because there's this girl who hops in the car for the Indy 500 and a few other races. Love her. She's an icon.
Period.
And she's from Georgia.
Oh,
Stand
yes.
up. But the Elf car is so cool because all around the garage they have like giant lip glosses and stuff. Honestly,
what?
The most like walking through the garages and just randomly seeing this lip gloss sitting there, I was like, okay, I found my person.
I found my car. I want to drive that now. Yeah.
No, it's such a pretty car. Yeah, like they have the weirdest sponsors, and in F1 we get like IT companies.
We have kind of boring ones, but like, honestly, it's kind of like cool little...
I feel like the IT companies can invest the most money.
Yeah, they have like...
They're like rolling in it and just nobody knows.
Yeah, because they have like these...
Still under the radar.
And they have like the massive names on it, but I wonder, like, I honestly wonder what the difference of pay in like being a title sponsor or just a big sponsor on a car, because like for NASCAR, they're like, a lot of them are just fully plated all over the car. And I don't know if it's because they own the team or they're just sponsoring like a title sponsor. I'm not sure.
I think in NASCAR they like can sponsor a specific driver.
Oh,
which is the weirdest thing to me.
Interesting.
Because it's also very similar in Indy. Is like some brands will only sponsor a driver and not the whole team. So I think in NASCAR it's very heavy on the
drivers over teams.
Sponsor a driver and not the full team of people.
That's really interesting.
Which is weird.
Yeah. Wow. I think that's actually...
But that's why there's like no two cars that look the same, because they all have different title key sponsors.
Yeah. Wow.
Weird as fuck.
I also like when I saw that it's 200 laps. What? And I was like, okay, cool. Like it's gonna be like a 2-hour race, like normal, like an hour and a half race. I started watching my time in MST, okay? It started at 11:30 in the morning. I kind of got on because I was out tanning, so I was just kind of like relaxing. I had it on. It did not start until like 4 p.m. And I was like, because it was, okay, to be fair, it was because of rain. And,
yeah.
But that's different because obviously it's like, that's probably not how most of them go. But still, I was like, wow, this takes forever. And they stop a lot. I don't really know how many crashes there were. I was so confused every time. The commentators don't really talk that much. So I was like, I felt like behind on a lot of things. I was like, what, are they going in the pits? Like, because in F1, it's like, oh, well, I guess there's half the amount of drivers, first of all. But still, it's like, oh, like Carlos is going to the pits. His pit stop is down here. You can see it here as it's like 3 seconds long. But here, it's like all these drivers will go in the pits and they disappear off the top of the leaderboard. And you're like, did they crash? No, they're just in the pits. They didn't say anything about it.
It's so weird.
I'm like...
F1, though, like, has some really fucking good commentators.
Oh, yeah.
Like...
Nothing's beating that.
No one can replace Crosby.
Like, football
There's
can
no
come...
one better.
Football, European football, can come pretty close to F1, but it's genuinely F1 will be the top commentation.
Yeah.
And you know how, like,
and it's always shocking to me when you're like, these people commentate so heavily, like, every aspect of the race, and you get to, like, an IndyCar or NASCAR race, and they say, like, 2 words.
They don't say anything. Like, it's like, you don't really know who they are. I mean, okay, maybe I don't know who they are because I don't watch NASCAR, but personally, I'm just like, I have no idea who you are. Like, I don't know. There's no iconic, like, phrases, like how Crofty is just always, like, he's just saying all these iconic phrases, like when Abu Dhabi 2021, or Monza for Charles, Monaco for Charles, Lewis Hamilton for Silverstone, all these cool, like, he has all these, like, I don't know how to put it, like, phrases that he says, and it's just so iconic, and then you see NASCAR, I'm just like...
You're like, where are you?
It just doesn't feel as special, almost. But... like, because I guess it does make sense, though, because I guess it's because there's a lot more drivers, and it's not as close-knit. It's not, it's not as close-knit, also, I feel like. It's not as, like, they're all really good friends. There's no, like, it's not as much of a community within the sport. I shouldn't be saying that because I don't know anything about NASCAR. So
I don't know.
I'm retracting that, and I'm just going.
Yeah.
This is disclaimer. This is all based off of like me watching a singular race.
Literally
So
one race.
I could be completely dead wrong on everything, but this is a perception. Like it just seems
Yeah.
like that's kind of how it is, which would make sense though, because they have double the drivers and all these
Literally.
random teams and everything. I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. It's not
I
like
think
teams.
it's just such a shock because
Yeah.
commentators are such a big part of F1.
Mhm.
Like, I was literally in a hotel at the Indy 500, and I recognized that Karun was behind me by his voice. I heard that man say one word.
Oh,
and
I can't believe I love that man. Please, I love
I said,
that man so much.
I know that voice. I know that man.
I know that voice. I know what you sound like.
I wouldn't recognize him by his face, but his voice, I'm like, that's Karun.
Absolutely.
That's my guy.
Absolutely, it's my guy.
And it's just so interesting that, like,
Mhm.
they don't have that.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's such a different culture because it's like it's very patriotic. It's so American, and it's just like, but it just doesn't seem as I don't know. Again, don't know anything. It just doesn't seem as very
Yeah.
close knit. It's like there's no teammates really. Like you have those teams, but they're
Mhm.
not teammates. They're not strategizing
They don't-
together. They don't have papaya rules. They don't have team orders. They don't
thank
have
God.
thank God. That's a good thing. I just think there's no like teammates, there's no I don't know.
Mhm.
IndyCar has that at least. That's the difference.
Yeah.
NASCAR fully has like they have teams, but they don't have like the teammate bond. They don't have any of that. And
No.
that's
And the
very
funny
interesting.
thing that, like, one of the commentators said was, like, they'll figure out who they're working with on the first few laps. I'm like, what do you mean who they're working with?
Like what does
Who
that
are they working
mean?
with?
That's like
Apparently they, like,
terrifying.
push each other.
Yeah. I mm.
What does that mean?
They're also
you
like
guys just start shoving each other on the track
When-
and
when-
just, like, randomly make new friends.
like it's like, oh, little nudge means like hello, like nice to meet you, like we'll be friends today.
And you
Like-
just figure out who you're working with on the first few laps. Like, do I not already know?
Like, is it a
I just wanna
singular
get out
nudge
there and
for
wing
like
it.
being nice and a double nudge for being mean? What does that mean? Also, the commentators were like, oh, he's a really good pusher. He's one of the best pushers. What does that mean?
Does that just mean he runs into people? And
Does that
lets
mean
them
he's good at like
win?
accelerating into the back of people's cars? What does that mean? Like, is this another word for overtaking? What are you saying? I was like, please tell me what you're saying.
I take that as like he's really good at just rear-ending people and driving.
He's really good at pulling a Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo in Baku 2018.
Yeah,
That's basically what they mean. That's very niche.
that's what he's good at.
I was like, wow,
He
okay.
watched that race and he knew that that was his job.
He's like, this is what I'm meant to do in life. In NASCAR, I'm
Why
a
do y'all
pusher.
do this?
Why? I don't understand. And honestly, I was really impressed by how it's so insane. It's kind of like mesmerizing when they're driving just obviously in the oval and they're all like in sync. They're all driving in
They're
like
all
2
in
lanes.
those 3 lines.
Yeah, 2 or 3 lanes.
Perfectly.
Perfectly. And they're not, they barely, okay,
No.
they move sometimes because that's how crashes happen. But they're barely like
Yeah.
moving, they're moving kind of seamlessly, like, boom, 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 and they're just
Well,
all
the
like
only people
this.
that really move are at the front.
Yeah.
Like, the front people move and that causes like a chain reaction and
Mhm.
everybody starts moving. But then until the front person moves, everybody just kind of hangs out.
Yeah, because I was looking at like when they were showing the front few drivers, and it would be
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 drivers were in a separate group, like kind of like just like
Mhm.
this, and then there was like 2 lines as if they're waiting their turn, and it just looked so different.
It's so weird.
And I just don't understand
It's
how
so
you
weird.
get like, because I saw Chastain actually. He was doing this really cool move. He was like literally going in between them and stuff, and like got out in
Mhm.
front. But then he like fell back again. I was like, what is happening? I don't understand it, but it was cool looking. So
Well, I don't understand. I guess it's something about the angle of the track, but like the front line will sometimes be way faster, and then sometimes the back line is way
yeah, like
faster.
depending like the angle of
And
the
you're like-
turn. Yeah, I'm like,
How are they figuring that out just randomly in the middle of this race?
is that like do they do that during the race, or they didn't know before? What is
Did
happening?
they just figure that out on the fly? They're
Yeah.
like, no, I need to be over here now.
No, literally. Like what? This is honestly
Like, so confusing.
also another disclaimer. This episode is like genuinely being done with little to no research at all. So we're just honestly
Mhm.
guessing and making perceptions. I didn't look anything up
We're
because
assuming.
we're being raw and real. We're being very real today.
Yeah.
This is
We're being super honest when we say we know nothing.
we have no nothing.
This was all learned in the past like 5 hours.
Yeah, like I looked up 2 things. So, We'll
I
see.
want 60 laps of this race.
I if I got more into it,
Why
great.
not?
Just why is from what I saw online, the shortest racetrack I saw was 188 laps. That can't be right? Because
That's wild.
what do you mean? Like the races are like how long are the races then?
Yeah.
And I just
Well, because I think NASCAR races on like only oval circuits.
yeah, because Indy it's like NASCAR does only oval, Indy does both, and then F1 just does just the circuits. It's very interesting. It's kind of like they get like a little blend, but NASCAR is just ovals.
Yeah.
Which
it's annoying.
Yeah.
Ovals are fun sometimes.
Depends.
Like I like Indy because you get to randomly sprinkle ovals in there.
Yeah, it's like a little sprinkled.
And like the Indy 500 is literally an oval track.
Yeah. And
but it's fun.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know.
I don't know.
What else, like, honestly? Oh, you know what also was really weird? That there's literally commercials during the race.
They just start playing music down the mic.
Yeah, and I was like, is this like a casual thing? Or is this like an extra long race that you're just doing it to get breaks in? Or I think it's just honestly more commercialized, because it's more of a accessible, popular, just like an American thing. They have all these commercials, but F1's like it's in Europe mostly. Like, they're not gonna really have any ads.
I've never once been interrupted for an ad watching an F1 race.
Yeah. Like,
never.
It's just, it's like the difference, because it's like so more commercialized, because I guess that obviously they depend on all of that money that comes from those ads. Like, that's insane.
I can appreciate that they keep the race in like a small box.
Oh yeah,
have, like,
that's
the big box for the commercial.
Yep.
But it's still annoying.
To be fair,
I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
You don't know.
To be fair, this is honestly it kind of makes more sense when you look at I guess other American sports. They do commercial breaks, but do they even stop for commercial breaks in other sports? Because they didn't stop in NASCAR. I'm thinking now. I don't even know. Honestly, like,
I don't know, because I don't watch many sports outside.
I watch I don't watch it myself.
Guys,
like,
F1 is my point. F1 is where I'm at.
No, F1's like honestly where I stand. I love other sports, but
I hang out there.
Yeah, I know the only sport I actually fully know about is F1. I know everything about it, so literally mostly everything.
I couldn't tell you a thing about any other sport. Actually, I can tell you a little bit about baseball now. Gabbie wrote me a doc.
Thank you. I made her doc because we're both trying to get some baseball internships, so I wrote her a little infographic to help her learn about baseball, because it can be confusing. It's kind of a confusing sport.
I'm uneducated.
Yes, it's a confusing sport. So, but yeah, back to freaking this confusing. I don't even know. Like, honestly, my brain's fried. I have honestly, to be so genuine.
I feel crazy.
No, yeah, I have to be genuine. I've literally had like the Daytona 500 race on for like 4 hours, 5 hours of my like day to day, just kind of in the background, because I was trying to understand everything. Help! I was
like doing homework, just watching this race, like sitting there, like
I was determined to know what I could. I was determined to like understand it.
I couldn't. I tried so hard. I watched like really like closely for the first few laps before the rain delay.
Yep.
And I was super like trying to figure it out, like really desperately trying to understand what the hell was going on. I can't. Like, I have no clue. I'm so confused.
I was also kind of surprised on how many like pre-filmed, prepared interviews they had with drivers, because those were obviously pre-filmed, because when they had like the rain delay, they were just kind of in their little garage thingy, whatever, or just kind of sitting in their car, whatever. I don't know what they were doing. They're dilly-dallying. But I'm like, were some of the races, were some of the interviews pre-filmed? Were some of the races like live? I don't know.
I honestly, truthfully think a lot of the interviews are live, which is very strange.
That's so weird, because you're in the middle of a race.
In IndyCar, you get out of that car and you leave because you don't have a garage. You have a tiny little pit box with like 3 seats where your like important 3 people sit. Past that, it's literally just your tires. Like, there's nothing else there. So when there's a rain delay, you either go to get an interview or you go back to your like like bus that you are staying on.
Interesting. Okay, well that makes a little more sense then.
Because in F1, a driver would never be caught leaving their garage in the middle of the race.
Yeah, it's
Will
just
not
very
leave.
insane. Yeah.
It's very weird.
Yeah. Well, okay. Oh, I swing my eye. So I think we should kind of talk a tiny bit about what drivers we liked, even though we don't know anything about
Even though
them.
we know nothing.
We know nothing.
Let's
So,
know more about them.
I kind of think I put like my top 3. I'm gonna
wrote
find
down
them.
two as well.
So, okay. First one, Chastain. We've already said we love him. I like his car, and he's number 1, which leads me to believe that he's good. Which he did DNF, but maybe he couldn't help it. So
we don't
know. It doesn't matter because I still love him. So I think he's great. You have my favorite color on your suit, so I automatically like you, and you're number 1.
I love you.
You're number 1 in my heart too. Like, so that's great. Yeah. So also William Byron, I saw him. He was at like the top. He was at like the top like 3. I don't know, top like P1 or something, and I was like, you're great. I like you. Also, I liked his number. Yeah, 24. 24 was a good number. I like that number. And
good
then
number. Good number.
Yeah, it was a good number. And then I saw his car. It's like it had like flames going from it, like orange and red flames. I was like, oh, so you're perfect. Your car's perfect.
So it's so good.
And he also just won the race, by the way, guys. So
he just won. Like, let's go.
That's great.
Yeah,
we support him. And then also Jimmy Johnson. No actual.
Who the fuck is Jimmy Johnson?
No reasoning. I think his name was so interesting.
Who is that?
I was like, are you sponsored by Jimmy John's? Because you have to be. That's actually insane. I don't know. I saw Jimmy Johnson on the thing.
No clue.
Wait, let me look him up really quick. We're gonna look him up.
The only one that I have that's different is I have Ty Gibbs. We saw an interview with him during the rain delay, and he was just such a little cutie. Like, he was so polite. He was so nice. And I was like, yeah, I support him.
Oh, totally.
Is this car cute? I need to know.
Jimmy Johnson in NASCAR. Oh, look! He's like a dad.
Oh, he's like a father.
I love him. Okay, great. Yeah. Oh, yeah. On that note, we should definitely be talking about... Yeah, that's really nice. I love that.
Ty, I just loved you even more.
Ty, you're actually my favorite driver now, so...
Ty's he's one of the youngest. He's only 22.
He's very young, and yeah, I love him. And during his interview, I was like, wow, so you have a great personality. Because I actually watched...
so sweet.
I watched quite a few interviews, because obviously there's a lot during the rain delay, so I was watching a few to just kind of see, like,
nothing else to watch.
Yeah, honestly, so I was just like, okay, let's see, like, how the drivers act, because I'm curious. And I also think they're not very, media trained as much as, like, F1 drivers are. At all. So
the dude who was sitting there with the freaking Rizzler during that interview.
What in the world was that? I'm like,
guys.
I'm like, TikTok needs to go away after that. TikTok needs to go away after that.
Put a stop to. Ban that kid's account.
Please. I was like, what is happening? I'm gonna ignore that.
Because how was he sitting there during a driver interview?
No, the driver was making the same stupid faces, like the little. I'm not doing it.
And then the freaking interviewer's like, teach me how to do it. I'm like,
yeah! He's like, can you teach me how to do the wrist face, the Rizzler? I was like, what is happening? What is happening to the world? This is like, no.
Literally, this is where we've come to. We're inviting this kid to races.
Invite past the paddock. We want to know more about...
Invite me.
We want to know more about NASCAR. Because...
I want to learn.
I'm so intrigued now. Like, I'm honestly intrigued, and I wish I'm interested. So, hey... NASCAR?
I just don't, it annoys me that I don't understand it.
And that makes me want to do more.
I'll be like, yeah, I get this.
Oh yeah, it makes me want to like learn more about it. So hey, NASCAR, if you're seeing this, our DMs are open. So hey,
our DMs are always
they're open.
Get in there.
Moving on to, I think we need to talk with liveries. Liveries in NASCAR are actually is surprisingly amazing. I was loving everything. Everything is so, because it's different. Because every single car is different. Except there's two monster NASCAR cars that look. back to what we were saying. Back to what we were saying. What did I do to... Whatever. What did I do? But anyways, okay, so I actually was, like, looking up on NASCAR's, website. I was looking up all, like, the liveries, because I wanted to see them more up close, because, honestly, they're going around so fast. I was like, I can't see it well enough. And liveries is something me and Katie are very passionate about. We will talk about this all the time. This is our favorite, like, pastime, like, conversation. But
get me started on F1 liveries, I'll never shut up.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing to... It's an endless conversation. But yeah,
we sat in the middle of a Roblox horror game yapping about helmet designs for like 30 minutes.
We were too scared to go further because it was scary, so we just sat and talked about liveries. We were
standing in like just this hallway of a horror game.
And it was a good conversation. It was a good conversation. Great. Yeah, so honestly though, I love it though, because there's no teammates or no teams. Well, there's teams, but every single driver is has like their individuality. So they have their own car, their own brands and stuff. And every livery was so fun. Like, okay, I wrote down a few that I loved. Where were they? There was
I love how absolutely different all of them are.
Yeah, they're so unique.
Like, they're not even similar. And it's so fun.
The only thing that's similar is the two monsters, but they're distinct. They're distinct though. Like there's like differences where you can tell like, oh, that's Ty's or that's whoever drives.
I think it's just fun because you can, like, with so many cars, it feels very important to be able to, like, really differentiate.
And they also have all different numbers. Like, when you're looking at the thing, it's all, like, they all have their own, like, little logo and everything. It's, like, so cool.
It's so fun.
What was there? There was, the Menards one. That is, I don't know if you saw that one. I can show you a picture. Or you can maybe just look it up. Look up the Menards 2025 like NASCAR livery. It screams NASCAR. It's very bright. It's very American, and I love it. It's very NASCAR-esque, if that makes sense. Wait, show the picture. Show the picture. I want to see what it looks like.
It's the yellow one?
Oh, no. It was green.
The black one.
No, wait.
Green?
NASCAR.
Oh, is it this one?
Maybe. Wait, hold up. Quick intermission, everybody. All NASCAR Daytona 500 liveries 2025. Okay. So, show me all of them. Oh, here we go. This is a great little setup here. Okay. Let me find it. Oh, here's the Busch Light one, by the way. This is Chastain's.
So pretty.
Absolutely perfect. Like, it's amazing. Busch Light. I can't buy your drinks, obviously, but you know what?
This Fast Pro Shop car, the only one I thought was kind of ugly.
Oh, totally. I thought you were gonna say that you liked it, and I was like,
really ugly.
It's American, but not for me. Where's the...
Okay, I didn't realize how beautiful the Chili's car was.
It's great.
Are we kidding?
Yeah, that's perfect. Here's Menards one.
Get Carlos Sainz behind the wheel of that car.
Right now. I love this. It's so NASCAR-y.
Yeah,
like, I feel like if I would... Oh, also, here's the Celsius one. The Celsius one is, like, very simple. Look at that.
Yeah.
And
I don't love that there's, like, not a ton of color to it.
It's pretty simple, but I kind of like it in a way.
Yeah.
There was... Okay, also, the McDonald's livery, by the way, has literal fries dipped in ketchup floating around on the sides. In case you guys were wondering. Interesting.
The Joseph Newgarden type livery.
Shell. Via to Shelby Power.
Eats down.
That's a niche F1 reference, you guys, in case... Do you know what I'm talking about?
In case any of you got that one.
In case any of you got one, Via to Shelby Power.
In case any of you are as deep as we are.
Conquista. Via to Shelby Powder. Powder. Whoa, I said powder. Guys, relax.
It's okay.
Oh, this one. Yeah, there's a Haas car, guys. There's literally a Haas NASCAR.
Haas car.
Like, there's a Haas car. Haas cars in NASCAR. What? That's crazy. I saw a Haas truck and I was like, Ariana, what are you doing here?
And in like one of the like random shots out of the corner of my eye, and I texted immediately.
Yeah, I was like,
Haas truck.
Haas is here. We're
Guys,
absolute fiends. We're F1 fiends. It's so bad.
Guys, F1 reference, please.
Yeah. Okay, there's also this, it's Traveler Whiskey. Don't know what that is, but it's like a light brown. Here, you guys want to see it. It's so unique. It reminds me of the Wild West, and I love that. Where is...
The colors on this one are really speaking to me. Something about the green with like the brown.
I do like that. Did you see the Nasty Beast one? Dude, this one is...
Okay, the Sunny D car could leave, and I wouldn't mind.
I'd be okay with it. Look at this one. It says Nasty Beast. Ugh. That is so cool. I want that. I want to drive that, like, really bad. That's weird. I really want to drive it. But... No, I love it. It's weird in a good way for me, if I'm being so honest.
Holy cow, how many cars does Bass Pro Shops have?
They have a lot. There's so many cars, it's like freaking me out. I really like the Carvana one.
The submarine one?
Whoa. That's really cool. Carvana Daytona 500.
So cute. I like how massive they put the numbers on top of the car.
Yeah. That's so nice.
F1, you can't do that because you don't have a top of a car to put it on.
And then I'm like sitting there like so confused.
NASCAR, so good.
Yeah. I have to like squint in F1 like to see their helmets because I know their helmet designs distinguish it from me. Oh, the Carvana.
That's what I'd be looking for.
This is the one that I like was my favorite, like one of my favorites. It's a blurry picture, but their Carvana one.
Yeah.
It's like dark. In like the light blue.
Wendy's.
Great. Love it.
Get rid of it.
Don't like it. There's some interesting ones that are
There's some that like the brands take it and they run with it and it looks so good, and there's some like Wendy's that make it look so tacky.
Like, where's your graphic designer team?
Like, where'd they go?
Their liveries are very fun, and that is honestly one of my favorite things about NASCAR now is that their liveries are so like they're so just very individual. Liveries, liveries are the best, anyways. Also, quick question, everybody. I don't know if you guys saw it, but there was a Goodyear blimp that went by on the sky. How does that thing float, by the way? I'm telling you, I saw it.
That's the question that you had?
Yeah. And I want to know if maybe you have answers. There's nobody else to answer because it's just us two. So
Google might have answers.
Dude, how does this massive thing float? How? It's absolutely humongous. It's like this big. And I'm like, how is it floating in the sky? How is somebody maneuvering it? How does it turn? There's so many questions I have. I don't understand.
They use helium, which is lighter than air, so it creates the buoyancy that lets it fly.
How much helium do you gotta use for that big of a thing, though? That's crazy. Where do you buy helium? Another question.
Massive balloon.
Yeah, where do you buy this? You have to get like an air tank?
It supposedly flies like a helicopter does. So rather than like a plane and you like take off like that, you kind of just rise.
I kind of like have had my piece where I don't understand how like things like that work. I don't understand how an airplane flies. I don't understand how helicopters fly because it's just a little.
No, and I don't want to understand.
I don't understand how boats float, like the big yachts, and I'm not gonna actually get into this because there's no need. It's there. I'm not gonna understand no matter.
I don't need to know.
Somebody could cook up like the most like simple explanation. It's gonna go like this.
The geniuses that watch our videos, let us know.
Let us know down in the comments, guys.
Let us know, how the fuck does this blimp just fly?
How?
Because like helium, like balloons, they like deflate and they stop flying. You know what I mean?
So how does it stay? Like it's a huge thing. How does it stay afloat?
Are they just producing helium in the sky?
Like do they have like a helium creator? Is there like some kind of machine that makes helium? Like what is it? What is it?
It's a wizard up there.
They have like Dumbledore up in there just like making helium, just like helium.
That's what it sounds like when you say helium creator. I just imagine somebody with a wand.
little witch hat or something, just like a little wand.
Magically producing helium is crazy.
I can't. Oh,
Genuinely, I want to know how this works, though.
No, yeah,
'Cause it's interesting to me.
there's also a lot of F1 kind of brands. Well, okay, to be fair, Red Bull and Monster, I'm not going to call an F1 brand cuz they're honestly everywhere on this planet. They're in like Supercross. They're in every
They're
like motorsports
everywhere.
ever. They're in
They have their little
MotoGP.
fingers in every motorsport ever.
Yeah, in every sport ever, honestly, if we're being honest, specifically Red Bull.
Honestly.
Specifically Red Bull, they're in every sport ever.
Name a sport Red Bull doesn't have their little hands in.
I don't know. Yeah, what do they not have their hands on, honestly? Like they're in everywhere. But
They're everywhere.
Quad Luck.
And Monster's working their way up there.
Yeah, you saw, I think it was you that spotted Quad Luck, right? And that's
Quad Luck.
Oscar Piastri reference.
My icon Oscar.
He'll stay with us forever. Like F1 just follows. It's everywhere. Everywhere.
We're watching this, and the only thing we can talk about is how many F1 references we find.
You know, I was rewatching F1 races this morning because I was just like, I need to hear the commentary. I need to hear the intro. I missed it. I'm like,
Literally.
it's like sad.
I need to hear Crofty tell me lights out and away we go.
I need to hear him like,
So,
welcome back everybody to Australian Grand Prix, and then he goes into the tires and everything. I'm like, and the weather.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Gabbie sent us the most evil video of like the title card playing.
The thing was, it showed Franco right away, first of all. No, actually, you know, Danny and Logan were in it though. Okay, so that's fair. It was like
Danny was in it.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
No, because it was after. Yeah, it was after Singapore.
No, it wasn't Danny. We were talking about like
Joe.
Kevin and everybody that was like Joe and Kevin.
Carlos was in Ferrari. Lewis was in Mercedes. Checo was still there. Oh my gosh.
I actually don't care.
I love Checo. I think he need to be out. He need to be out of Red Bull though.
His time in F1 is done.
Oh yeah. But I still miss him. I still see it.
I like him as a person. I think he's a cutie. And I think he's so sweet and adorable and little.
I think I see like a TikTok or something that's like has like some sad music to it, and I just immediately am like, no, you can come back. You can come back. It's fine. Like, you can come back to Red Bull. Like, no worries. Bygones are bygones.
You can come back. He can come back to like RB. Maybe not Red Bull.
He should not be an RB at his big age. RB is for the youngins.
His big age.
He's like 33, 34 years old. Danny was pushed. You know, actually.
Isn't Lewis older?
Yeah, but RB is a junior team. Danny was pushing it. You know, actually, Danny Ricciardo's literally older than Checo, and that freaks me out. So.
Is that real?
That's real. Like it's like a year apart.
Have like 3 kids.
I know. Danny's like 34 and Checo's like 30. Wait, I'm looking this up. I know this is real. I swear.
There's no way Checo is below 35.
No, I don't think he is. Wait. He's 35. And
that man ages crazy. He looks like he's in his 40s.
July? January. I don't know birthday math. So they're both
math in her head
they're
right
both
now.
they're both 35. Checo in January.
Wild.
Checo's in January and Danny's in July.
So Checo's older by a little bit.
What? I was so confident that Danny's older, and I was like, but
Checo's older by like a few months, but still.
But they're still the same age base. They're still the same year age, which is weird because
insanity.
Wow. Yeah.
Just look at Danny and then look at Checo and tell me that you think they're the same age.
You can't tell me that without lying. Put a lie detector on.
Tell me Checo's 50
lying.
and Danny's in his 20s.
Dandy? He's a dandy. I've been waiting to catch somebody say something like slip up, because I swear Ricky Delaney is always nabbing on me. I'm getting my revenge. I wish she was here. I wish it was her that did it.
I rarely say things because I do it too.
I do it all the time. It's in real life too. I get made fun of. I talk like too fast sometimes.
Like a text, and then I have to go back and like edit it and change my wording because I'm like, fuck.
My keyboard honestly hates me. I literally.
Gabbie will just roll with it. She'll text us about Nico and it autocorrects like a nicotine.
I literally was texting about like Nico Hulkenberg. I saw Nico. And I was finding Nico merch. I was looking for Nico merch, and then it said, "Oh, I found nicotine merch." I was like, "What?" I don't smoke, I don't vape.
Come
Come
on.
on.
You get a text from Gabbie saying, I found nicotine.
Is that a thing? Like, is that a real thing?
It's like you were immediately like, nicotine? It was insane.
I do it a lot. Like, I don't know, my keyboard genuinely does not like me, because it actually, like, purposely, like, does me dirty all the time. You were talking about, like, the purple car in NASCAR. You were like, oh, the purple cat. And I was like, who?
Okay, my keyboard hates me too, because
It was both of us today.
which is a word.
Yeah, it's like, why? Why are you changing back to cat? Car was
Cars are
perfectly.
real. Cars are real.
Cars are a real thing. Purple cars exist. Purple cars exist more than purple cats. Like, what? Like, I was so confused. And today, for some reason, today, we actually had, like, so many, like, specifically me, I feel like I was getting attacked. We were getting attacked on our, like, literal keyboards, so.
Literally.
Yeah.
There was one time when Gabbie was crashing out over something, and I think every word in every sentence was spelled wrong. And I just envisioned her over there like this.
I literally am on my keyboard, and I'm like, I'll type something, and then it'll switch the word up right before I send it, so I can't fix it. And then I'll do it again, and it does it again and again and again. I'm like, stop! I'm obviously trying to spell another word.
They had no fucking clue what you were trying to write.
I type too fast sometimes. What can I say? Whatever. I'm not ashamed of it. My keyboard just hates me.
Ugh. It was so funny.
But honestly, yeah. Well, yeah. That's honestly all we had to talk about NASCAR. We just kind of ranted about how confused we are.
Slay.
So hopefully, if there's anybody here that's an F1 fan that just watched NASCAR for the first time, or maybe you're a seasoned NASCAR enjoyer and you're really offended by this, I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Well, I'm so sorry.
We're not trying to be rude. We're just.
We'll try to do better. No, yeah, we're trying to get.
We'll get better.
This new year, I'm trying to get into more motorsports. So, please, provide us grace, and hopefully you enjoyed us. We're trying. Hopefully you enjoyed us trying to enjoy and understand NASCAR and some other things, because we get sidetracked all the time, and.
We do.
This is the real us. This is the real, honest us. And that's all we'll provide to you guys.
This is me and Gabbie sitting in a call yapping for 45 minutes.
This is all we do. Like, this is what we do, even when we're not filming. So, this is the raw, real us. So, hopefully you enjoyed it. So...
Getting a glimpse into the unscripted.
Get a glimpse into the unscripted us. Just kidding. We actually don't have a script ever, so... This is just... less people.
We're always winging it. We're never prepared.
We'll have a little title. We'll have an idea of what we're doing. A little preparation. A little mini prep. And then we just give you guys our personalities. So hopefully you like that. Hopefully that's fun and enjoyable.
Hopefully that's fun for you.
Yeah. So, I think that's it. Honestly, yeah.
I'm moving at the end because my iPad was going to die.
Period. I'll just cut this out.
Wait, no, please.
Okay, well, I think that's really it, honestly, yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed us yapping for however long this is. We enjoyed it, so hopefully you do too.
We had fun.
Yeah,
I hope you had fun.
We'll catch you, honestly, there's actually only a few more weeks until the next F1 race, so we'll catch you within our next few weeks of content that is not about race recaps and other fun stuff. So, we're excited for the new season, and we'll see you next episode. So, thank you for watching.